The Tupac Shakur shooting is one of the most famous unsolved cases in hip-hop and American history. A brazen incident that took place in the heart of the Las Vegas Strip that ended one of the most influential music artists of all time. And it's looking like the Las Vegas PD might finally have a suspect for this situation, and it's none other than Keefe D. You know, the dude that's always getting interviewed by Vlad TV. And no, this wasn't a government conspiracy. No, Tupac is not in Cuba. It wasn't some dude hiding in a safe house somewhere deep dark in the Amazon. Nah, this dude was out here in broad daylight, openly talking about it, writing books about it, put a numerous amount of Vlad TV interviews basically talking about the scenario and what went down. And it's actually much simpler than what we thought it was, man. We're gonna get into it right now, but before we do, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna run on this video, man. Make sure y'all check out the merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com and turn on the notification bell so whenever I post, y'all are tapped in immediately. It helps the channel to like, comment, even if you don't like the video, man, drop a comment or something. You know, the world, the masses need to see all this, man. So let's tap in right now. Let's go.
With a major development, Metro Police served a search warrant in the decades-old investigation into the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. Thank you for joining us. I'm Latoya Silman.
And I'm Dana Wagner. Details limited right now, but Metro is confirming they served a search warrant in Henderson yesterday. Unclear what they were looking for and where they were looking. Shakur was murdered in a drive-by shooting at the corner of Flamingo and Koval in 1996. He was in a car with Death Row Records and former UNLV football player Suge Knight. Shakur was hit several times. He died a week later at UMC. No arrests have ever been made. And by the way, Nevada does not have a statute of limitations on homicide cases.
Yesterday, Las Vegas PD basically issued a search warrant and raided the house of an individual that they didn't even really put out into the statement to the press.
This new video showing armored SWAT vehicles in the neighborhood Monday night.
But it was none other than Keefe D, longtime Vlad TV persona who has basically been talking about the Tupac situation for the last 3+ years on his channel, wrote a book about it, and on top of everything has basically said that he had some type of role in this whole incident. It was the usual thing that could occur and often happened to Tupac. It was gangbanging basically gone wrong, which could happen to anyone. And apparently this story is much simpler than what everyone realized, and this guy has basically been talking about it for years. And I guess the Las Vegas PD saw Officer Vlad's videos on it and said, hey, we need to investigate that. So they raided his house after years of him basically talking about it in detail. Now this guy, Keefe D, is a OG Southside Crip from Compton, California. He was posted up and close acquaintances with Orlando Anderson, who, if you don't know by now, is the guy who got into it with Tupac at the MGM Grand. You know, the infamous incident where they fought on camera near the slot machines basically ended up with Tupac beating him up in front of everyone. And you know it's a major L, even before the internet age, if you're getting beat up in front of everyone by a star or something like that, it's definitely looking crazy. So what ends up happening, you know, the famous incident of what basically played out where they stop at a red light, Suge is driving the car, you know, the infamous picture, and that's all we really know from the incident. But it's crazy because Keefe D actually goes into a whole tear and basically explains what happens in his book and on the Vlad TV interview. And in the interview was kind of weird. Bro was basically talking about, yo, you need to look at the book. You need to look at the book, man.
In the book, you said that as you're driving up towards the BMW with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started shooting.
But basically, what his side of the story was that while Tupac and Suge Knight were in the whip, basically Tupac hanging out the window like it was a parade, in his own words. So then Tupac essentially saw them pull up, and I guess they had like the white Cadillac. They were right behind these girls that Tupac was showing out for. He says in his recollection, basically what happened was Tupac started reaching for something, and in their whole mind they're like, it's either us or them. So then when Tupac's reaching for whatever, they said that he was reaching for a gun because he recognized them from the NGM Grand. That's when they started reaching for a gun and started firing. He said that his whole crew started firing at Tupac, and he said that he even thought, after seeing Suge get hit in the head, because there was a long-standing narrative that Suge like used Tupac as a shield, or Suge was the person that was planning to like call a hit on Tupac or something like that. But in reality, he said he saw Suge get hit in the head with a round, which ended up just grazing him, but he thought that Suge was, gone, done for after that. But really, in reality, what happened is he got grazed, and that honestly saved his life because he was down for the count, and in which case Tupac ended up getting hit multiple times from this whole incident, which honestly is super unfortunate. But it's one of the perils of gangbanging, because this whole fight happened because of a whole gangbanging culture and everything like that. But the Las Vegas PD basically listened to this whole incident, kept it in their minds for mad long, and eventually finally issued a search warrant on Keefe D's property, which might honestly have them figuring out who exactly has something to do with it. Now, the main person who they said was Orlando Anderson, but I'm pretty sure since then he's gone or like died in a separate type of occasion, so he's not really gonna call or be able to talk about it. But there's no statute of limitations in Las Vegas, so this type of scenario will definitely could, I guess, end up getting Keefe D, arrested and sent to jail, sent to prison. I mean, I don't even know. Keefe D honestly is a crazy dude in his own right. Like one of the original members of the Crip gang, which was founded in Compton back in like the 60s and 70s. He basically rose through the ranks as a drug dealer, came out of the system, and basically was moving hundreds of thousands of dollars of cocaine with Colombian connects. Probably had something to do with the whole situation that the CIA was going through, but that's a whole nother story. But his story sort of intersects with the whole story of Tupac Shakur just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And we don't really know if he was the actual person that shot up Tupac Shakur, even though he was there and is selling his story for profit. But at the same time, he's one of the last remaining members of people that they realized was there at the night in the car that was shooting at them. But this is just crazy that this is like a story that, is crazy, and it's a story that has been going on in American lore for years now. Everyone thought every single type of thing when the murder was unsolved, but obviously new technology and everything is going to allow for that type of stuff to get caught. And it's crazy that bro was still in Nevada, was still in Las Vegas, in Henderson, not too far. Bro did not leave the scene. He was posted up, staying in the same city for 30 years, even telling his story on Vlad TV, man. So I don't know who made the call, but apparently Las Vegas PD is not doing their job, and it's not surprising, man. But hey, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this whole situation. Real stay safe shit. You already know what's going on. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Man, peace.